अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये हमारा फोर्थ लेक्चर है जो कि पेज नंबर 26 पे वॉर और वॉर के बारे में सबसे पहले हम डेफिनेशन पे आएंगे। क्विंसी राइट क्या कहता है वॉर के बारे में। He says war in an ordinary sense is a conflict among political groups, especially sovereign states, carried on by armed forces of considerable magnitude for a considerable period of time। तो ये क्विंसी राइट के मुताबिक चार चीज़ें बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है वॉर के लिए, जिसमें वो कहता है मेन एक्टर है, द मेन एक्टर इज सॉवरन स्टेट, आर्म फोर्सेस, द सेकंड वन इज आर्म फोर्सेस, थर्ड कंसिडरेबल मैग्नीट्यूड, and fourth one is considerable period. The first one is obviously this sovereign state, जो कि आपको पता है every country is almost sovereign other than the countries who have failed. Why failed? Because their government aren't able to execute the writ of government in different areas, or their institutions have collapsed. And the second one is armed forces. Armed forces means proper regular forces, standing army that is being owned by a government, and उसके बाद considerable magnitude, like for example there can be a conflict in between two countries, but that conflict won't be called as war. There can be a skirmish at the border, a cross border firing can take place between two parties, but we won't call that a war. So war means to have something of big magnitude. We can call 1971 as war that took place in between Pakistan and India. हम 65 की जंग को वॉर कह सकते हैं। और इसके अलावा considerable period, it's not like that something that takes place for half an hour in between two countries, or something that takes place for 6 to 8 hours in between countries. But war is something in which two or more than two parties are involved for more than 3 to 4 days. एंड अगर हम पीरियड की बात करें, जैसे वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 का पीरियड 5 to 6 ईयर्स था, वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 का पीरियड 5 to 6 ईयर्स था, वियतनाम वॉर का ठीक ठाक पीरियड था, कोरियन वॉर को आप देख लें, अफगान वॉर देख लें, इन बिटवीन अफगानिस्तान एंड यूएसए, अफगान तालिबान एंड यूएसए, यू कैन सी द वॉर ऑफ सोवियत यूनियन एंड अफगानिस्तान, Iran-Iraq war. So these are some of the examples. उसके बाद हम आ जाते हैं नॉन वॉर सिचुएशन। अच्छा, नॉन वॉर सिचुएशन में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स बिटवीन स्टेट्स में बी कैरिड आउट ऑन बाय डिप्लोमेसी, इकोनॉमिक प्रेशर, प्रोपेगेंडा, सबवर्जन और अदर फॉर्म ऑफ इंटरवेंशन विदाउट द यूज़ or even threat of armed forces may not be called as war. और ये जो चीज़ है ये it can be initiated by a formal declaration with an ultimate time limit, or the act clearly manifests the state of war. अच्छा, अब इकोनॉमिक प्रेशर्स कैसे, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल देयर वाज a standoff in between Iran and USA. USA has tried its best to impose every single economic sanctions on Iran. US has convinced the European states, its ally in the North, Canada, Australia, and all other allies to impose heavy sanctions on Iran because they have doubted that Iran is developing a nuclear weapon. Other than that, even USA has imposed sanctions on Iraq before going for war with them. Even in the case of Iraq, USA has doubted that they are developing a bomb, despite the fact that the nuclear watchdog of UN has visited Iraq and they have given a report that they are not developing a weapon. Even then, USA has imposed sanctions on Iraq and they have invaded Iraq. Other than that, even Pakistan had faced economic pressure or economic sanctions right after the peaceful explosion of its nuclear weapon in 1998. Economic sanctions are being imposed on North Korea because they have developed weapon and they have done different nuclear tests. Other than this, propaganda is something that you misinform the people and convince them against some specific thing. Like for example, I'll give the example of Indian media. They are so good in propagating things. Like for example, when this Pulwama attack has happened in Pakistan, and after that they have claimed, the Indian media had claimed that the Indian jets have come inside Pakistan and they have killed hundreds of people, hundreds of militant. Whereas on the ground, the media personnel of Pakistan and international media, Pakistani army had given an access to the international media to the location where the bombs were dropped, and no one was killed except few trees and a crow, as per one of the Al Jazeera's documentary. So they have propagated it so much in India that we have killed this much people, and we have even killed we have killed even terrorists. And other than that, right now the standoff between China and India in Ladakh, even right now India is doing propaganda against the Chinese that we have killed this much Chinese personnels. And other than this is diplomacy. Diplomacy is something through which you can win different things for your state, and through diplomacy you can create an atmosphere where you can stop war without even starting it. And other than this, even if you have a good and strong military, you can deter your enemy. You can threat them. With the help of these threats, you can stop war. These things are almost warlike because economic sanctions affect the life of the people. The economic activity gets stagnant, and now we will come that how the wars are end, through some peace treaty, by an armistice agreement, or by a truce. Like for example, in this Korean war, North Korea and South Korea have fought each other. North Korea was supported by the communists and South Korea was supported by the capitalists, by USA under UN. They have fought each other. They have killed thousands of people. The infrastructure was devastated. At the end, a truce was signed, and the border was drawn in between North and South Korea with the name of 38 parallel. In the same way, armistice agreement and peace treaties are also same like. For example, if a war is taking place in between two parties or more than two parties, at the end the solution is a peace treaty or armistice agreement. It is also same like truce that had took place in between North Korea and South Korea. So this is about the first part of fourth lecture, war, and I'll share it in the group, and if you would be having any query, you can ask me. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.